Hello, I'm Mike Hayes. In our recent videos, we've been exploring fresh new ways of reinterpreting jazz standards using the Barry Harris system as a guide. Today, we'll take one of those templates and use it to create a set of walking chords that you'll be able to use straight away. I do hope you enjoyed the session, and I hope there's something here that you can take away and use in your playing. Let's get started. The first step in creating walking chords using the Barry Harris system is to look at how we interpret the chord progression. At the top of the screen, you'll see a typical fakebook version of the first 8 bars of Autumn Leaves, and we've indicated this progression in white. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see the way we could interpret this same chord progression using the Barry Harris system. We've indicated the Barry Harris style chords in gold. Let's go through and compare both versions. In bar 1, the fake book has C minor 7. Using the Barry Harris system, we would view this chord as E flat 6. And remember, one of the key things about the Barry Harris system is to create movement. By thinking of this first bar as an E flat 6, it means we can move between an E flat 6 chord and a D diminished 7th chord. Okay, let's move on to bar 2. Now in both versions we have F7. If we're using the Barry Harris system, this would mean we could alternate between an F 7th chord and an E diminished 7th chord. On to bar 3, and the fakebook version has B flat major 7. Using the Barry Harris system, we would think of this bar as a bar of B flat 6, which would mean we could alternate between a B flat 6 and an A diminished 7th chord. The B flat major 7th chord would be thought of as a B flat 6 chord with a borrowed note, and the borrowed note in this instance is the note A from the A diminished 7th chord. In bar 4, the fakebook version has E flat major 7. In terms of the Barry Harris system, we would think of this chord as an E flat 6. And as we've just discussed in the previous bar, the E flat major 7th would be thought of as an E flat 6 with a borrowed note from the D diminished 7th chord, which would be the other chord that we'd be alternating between. We'd be alternating between an E flat 6 and a D diminished 7th chord. On to bar 5, the fakebook has A minor 7 flat 5. Using the Barry Harris system, we would think of this chord as C minor 6. And again, this will give us the option of moving between a C minor 6 and a B diminished 7th chord. Over to bar 6, and in both versions we have D7. The only difference here is if I'm thinking about this D7th using the Barry Harris system, we would have the option of moving between a D7 chord and a C sharp diminished 7th chord. And then finally in bar 7 we have a G minor chord in the fakebook version, and using the Barry Harris system we would think of this chord as a G minor 6, which would give us the opportunity of movement between a G minor 6 chord and an F sharp diminished 7th chord. Okay, let's move on to step 2. And step 2 is a matter of selecting a chord voicing that matches the sheet music. Now what I mean by that is the sheet music has C minor 7 in bar 1, and we'll be thinking of this bar as a bar of E flat 6. What we want to do is select the inversion of E flat 6 that has the note C as the highest note in the chord. And this is the inversion of E flat 6 that we're after. And we do the same process for every bar. With the F7 chord, we look for an inversion of F7 that has the note F as the highest note in the chord. Onto bar 3, we're looking for an inversion of B flat 6 that has B flat as the highest note, and here it is. Over to bar 4, and this time we're looking for an E flat 6 that has E flat as the highest note in the chord. Onto bar 5, and once again we're looking for an inversion of C minor 6 that has the note A as the highest note in the chord. Onto bar 6, and we're looking for a D7 that has D as the highest note in the chord. Onto bar 7, and here we're looking for a G minor 6 chord that has the note G as the top note of the chord. Right then, before we go any further, let's have a listen to this chord movement that we're able to create using the Barry Harris approach. Now you'll hear that it's quite clunky and very cumbersome, but all we're trying to do at this stage is create chord movement. Okay, the next step is to take all the chord shapes that we've just played and transpose the top note, that's the note on the first string, down 2 octaves. So we're going to take the note on the first string over to the 6th string. And the other thing that we're going to do is leave out all the notes on the 2nd string in each of the chord shapes. So we'll be left with a 3-note chord in each instance, and the notes will be played on the 3rd string, 4th string, and 6th string. Let's have a listen to that. If we want to create more space, we can leave out the note on the 4th string. So what we'll be doing is playing walking chords in tenths. So this is the same set of chords that we played originally, only this time we're only playing the notes on the 6th string and the 3rd string. Let's have a listen to that. Well, that's it for today, folks. I do hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I hope there's something in this lesson that'll help you develop your own musical style on guitar. If you enjoyed this session and felt you got some value out of it and you'd like to support this channel, there's a link in the description below this video. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on all the good stuff, and if you like this video, don't forget to give us a like. It really helps us out. Until next time, all the very best with your guitar playing. Bye for now.